So to summarize the changes made since the last video of Dorkchester went out on YouTube, and to summarize the changes made for those that may have not seen some of the recent live streams, including this one. Basically, I built this area and I think it's nice. It's got the London Eye, it's got this thing right in the middle, which is building tile, Old Market Street, whatever. This may or may not have been put in here by Move It, and it may have been put, central there, but I think it looks kind of cool. We got these parks, we got all that stuff. We've got a nice view of the London Eye up this Old Market Street, which I think looks lovely. And then we've got, all these big buildings back here. I just think it looks cool. And then moving away from that, this whole area is a planning area. This is all to do. This is all very much soon TM, right? This is a bunch of areas that I want to do things in. Obviously on the right, we have our small airport, which we're going to just rename to the small airport. We've got a commercial area. Willow Heights is going to be an office area. So I want to go ahead and rename all of that to office area right there. This down here, this office/industry area is just going to be industry, because you'll notice at the bottom of it, I've gone ahead and put in a good old cargo train terminal, which has been functioning a little bit. I've been, doing a bit of dabble here and there with a couple of things. I don't know where that dabble things come from, by the way, but it's apparently here to stay. This area here was originally going to be for... It was originally going to be for a stadium, right? I was originally going to put like a match day stadium just in here. And we need residential zoning. We need people, right? We really do. So I figured we'll find somewhere else for the stadium later on. It is a very flat area, admittedly, but maybe, over here we could do a stadium. Maybe this whole industry area gets moved sometime. I don't know. We need residential though, so I figured this is what we're going to do. This right here is going to be the transport hub for this entire new area though. It is a monorail station. It's a monorail bus hub, essentially, and it's got some parking lots around it, because honestly, parking lots just make the world go round, let's be honest. So that's kind of what's going on there. And I'm also going to say there's going to be no parking on this entire avenue, because I think it would be a bit silly to have that there. All right, so we have these parking lots in here, we have these paths, we have all this stuff going on, and I just think it's going to be really, really cool. I've already got a monorail line coming out here. It is just the red line that runs, well, it now runs from here to this station, all the way over to here, or out to the university, I should say. So it's a very useful line to have. But again, it's going to be the central hub for everything we do in this area. Now, I think I want to get started by getting the office area and the commercial area here. I want to get those built. And then I want to do the residential, even though there's more residential demand, because I don't really know what I'm going to do for the residential space. So let's see if we can get started here. I'm not too pleased that the zoning's weird in these roads. I'm not going to lie. Not a huge fan of that, but that's fine. That's just the way things are going to be. Let's begin by bringing this out. And let's bring this out as well. And we're going to go across these again with just one more section of this road, just to fill that up a little bit. Because what I do want to try and do with this area is have sort of like pods and very specific areas for all of the different things, right? So kind of the way, what area could we look at? This one here, Garnet Heights, is very much self-contained. The only way into Garnet Heights is over one of the 4 bridges that we have here, which, by the way, I need to finish, but I want to do more of that. So this entire office area right now is only accessible via these roads that we have here and here. And that might be a bit of a nightmare for traffic, but I think with a good public transport system will be okay, is what I'm thinking. And I think with a good few pedestrian paths here and there, we'll be okay, is what I'm thinking. So let's go ahead and bring some Actually, if we use road guidelines, we can do this sort of thing and have the paths go straight off the ends of these roads, which I think will be kind of cool. So we'll have those connect out there. We'll have it connect up here as well. And I really want to make sure that as much as possible, we have really good connections for all of our pedestrian traffic, as it were. So that's kind of the plan there. This little space down here, I think, can be its own thing. So maybe what we do is kind of a similar idea. You know, we'll come in. We can't actually get this to line up exactly. Well, I say that. Technically, we can. So we'll do that. What distance is this? 8. So we'll go... I don't think we can go 2. We'll go to there. That's 8. That's... Oh, wow. That doesn't actually line up too well. Is that 10? So that's apparently 10. We'll go to there. This is... This zoning is going to be weird, isn't it? This zoning is going to be really weird. But we'll go to... Let's turn off these guidelines and go to there for a second. Bring this over and go to there for a second. And I can basically just duplicate what we've done. Right? So bring this over. This doesn't have to extend over. And turn that into a normal road. And then here... we could do that, which would put those very close together, which I'm actually going to do because I think that might look interesting. Putting those really close together and then having some good connections between them. That might look interesting, right? So obviously a bit weird, but get some paths going between them. Get like a nice park in the middle of all of this. So I think that might look interesting. We'll give that a shot. Let's do the paths and let's get the walkability improved around here just a little bit. We can get some nice green space in here, and we can do, you know, whatever we need to do in here. So we'll go from there to there, I guess. And I think that's okay. And then from there to about there, right? So again, gives us a couple of connections, lets people get around. We'll do the same in here, and we'll do the same just in here as well. So again, you can get, you know, between the two areas. That whole middle section can be for trees and all that kind of stuff. Essentially just making a really nice area for people to kind of walk up and down and do their thing. I think we'll maybe do... Actually, no, we'll not do that. They can use the sidewalks if they want to do that. We'll do trees. We'll do decorations. We'll maybe do a statue. We'll make it nice and all of that good stuff. So... let's go ahead and zone all of this. And when I say all of it, I mean all of it. It's all going to be offices, essentially. Except for that middle bit. And maybe they... Well, no. We'll have the whole thing be offices. These bits aren't offices either. And then maybe in here we could do some kind of path as well. So let's turn off guidelines and just follow the squares. Why do they look like different sizes? They are different sizes. Oh. Oh, no. Every time. Every time. All right. Well, we'll do that. And we'll do this over here as well, just so you can kind of walk through that area. And I think that's probably okay. Yeah, that's probably fine. We don't need to go too crazy with that. So you can get through those areas. There's some nice trees down there. This bit in the corner, I'm thinking... maybe could be something else as well. I'm also thinking parking lots. I do feel like parking lots would be a really big deal for an office area like this. So maybe, I mean, these will also attract people to the area, as silly as that is, but maybe something like this and this. And can I get a few of them? We totally can. So we can do just a big row of parking lots there, which again, I think would be good for the area, especially if we sort of forbid parking in all the roads, so that you kind of have to park, you know, everyone in this area has to park in the same space, essentially. Yeah, let's stick to that. And we'll do a little red brick road, a red brick path just behind it, so you can kind of really see it. So it just, you know, has a nice separation from the buildings. So like that. Yeah, we'll just do a big section of parking lots, and we'll let that build up in just a second. We've already got all the pipes under here, so we don't need to worry about that. But we'll let that build up in just a second. Let's have a look at the commercial area next, because what we could do with that is come off. That's the midpoint there. It's 13 that way, 13 that way. So we could go straight through here, and if we put an old-time policy on this, I think we can get away with this. And I guess we just go for a boring old sort of, you know, over there and up to there, and, you know, keep it just essentially just kind of boring. It's a commercial area. I don't really know what to do with it. Maybe some trees back there, some kind of park. Yeah, let's make it nice, actually. Let's not get too crazy here with making this incredibly dense. I want to get some trees in here. I want to make sure people can, you know, have spaces to go to that are a little bit more chill, that aren't necessarily just going to be, you know, building upon building upon building. That seems like a good shot here. So that connects out to there. That connects out to there. We could bring some paths into this space as well, like I said, and connect this all through like I think they're connected. Let's see. Let's do this as well, or not. Let's do that, I guess, and just bring it out a little bit. So that seems fine. Bring you back, and we can connect these together, and that should be fine. So that'll give us, you know, an area for people to walk around in there. We can maybe do that as well. Maybe a little connection just here too, and some trees in there, right? So that'll give more trees. That'll give more green space. It'll be beautiful. And then over here, we're going to do exactly the same thing we did down here. We're going to make a nice little square, a nice little rectangle over here. And I'm not sure why the zoning doesn't line up on those. That's a little bit annoying, but I guess what we do is straight down there, straight up to there, straight up to there, and straight down there. And again, that'll let people sort of cross over and do their thing and all that good stuff. So let's fill that up with industry. Let's fill that up with commercial. And then basically we need to figure out what we're doing with the residential zoning, because this is all going to take a long time to build. This is not going to be a quick build. It's, you know, the demand isn't quite there for this much zoning, but it'll be all right. I'm also thinking that I want to change this up a little bit. I want to bring some paths in here. So let's do this the whole way around. We can push a path through there and through there into those corners as well, and turn that into a nice space. And I think we'll do the same down here too. We'll turn these into kind of nicer spaces. We don't need to go, again, we don't need to go super crazy with zoning. Like cutting out some zoning is going to do me some favors here, because again, it's not going to take forever for all of this to build if we have less zoning. It's still going to take a minute, but, you know, not as long of a minute as it otherwise would. So that'll be fine down there. That can be a nice little space. That can be a nice little space. And I guess this bit in the middle can just have some like pencil pine trees in there or whatever. And I guess we can also go ahead and probably try and get a monorail stop into the middle of the residential space. But we need to figure out what the residential space is going to look like, because right now I have no idea. Although, looking at it, let me see here. Let's take all of this out. It might be a terrible idea to do what I'm about to do, but it would give us a really good monorail connection, so we're going to give it a shot. But if we go to there, we can totally throw a monorail station. So this one here onto there, and then have that be a stop for that line. So that'll be another way in and out of there. And we'll figure out what that area is going to be shortly. But let's do all that, because again, this residential area is going to have an old time policy on it. So if we go and say old time, that's immediately going to say traffic, you know, don't use that roundabout unless you're going in there. This area doesn't really need that. This area does need that. So that's going to be an all-time policy as well. So yeah, let's figure out what we're doing here. This area does kind of need to be pretty friendly for pedestrians too. So I think maybe a little something like this. Maybe we do just do it this way where we have a lot of roads coming off of like single roads essentially. So like that. And then maybe we do the same down here. I mean, this could technically almost do that. Maybe that bit's not needed. Maybe that bit could be a curve. No, let's not do a curve there. I think that's fine. That'll give us density, and I can connect that out to, you know, all of the avenues and stuff for paths and all that. This bit here is going to be kind of tricky. I'm not really sure what to do with that because it's all sorts of different shapes. But I mean, we could maybe do, you know, that kind of thing, but that's going to look weird too. Okay, let's start with this bit. Let's start with this bit and we'll go from there, right? We'll build the rest of it shortly. So, road guidelines from here to there. And then we do the same in all these bits. So you can, you know, walk over to the, you can walk over to whatever you need to walk over to. This is going to come out and connect there. I guess we could do sort of similar on the back of a lot of these as well. And that's actually going to fix the zoning down there, which is lovely. That's a bit weird looking, but whatever. Let's just update you really quick. There we go. So that gives us a bit more zoning and all that space, which is beautiful. And I guess we could do like parking lots there to try and hide the, or fix the zoning. That might be a better idea. If we were to do, say, that and that. And then just ever so slightly move you along like that, right? So it has the same, it doesn't have the same effect at all. That's weird. I feel like it should have had the same effect. I don't know why the zoning's still weird there. Okay, no parking lots then. We'll just do the paths, since the paths seem to be the thing that worked really nicely there. Or alternatively, no, I can do the parking lots, can't I? And then I'll just run the path straight through the parking lot and just have people walk over it. So there we go. We can have both. There we go. So that looks a bit better, I think. That gives us parking, gives us paths. This bit in here, probably going to be a park. These bits down here can be whatever. That seems all right. So let's do it. Let's get some residential into all of that. Oh, do we want to do residential on avenues? I think we're going to have to. We can't be too picky right now. I feel like we can't be too picky right now. Because if we're too picky, we're not going to get the zoning that we actually need. That's the whole point of building all this, is to actually get the zoning in here that we are kind of in need of. So I guess we're going to see what happens here. Oh, this is going to be a nightmare, isn't it? It's going to be such a nightmare for traffic. Let's get some asymmetrical roads in here. And you know what? Let's do some grass along them, because that's going to look nice. And let's do the same up here as well. Because we can, right? And then if we go in with a little bit of this and just say, wrong one, just say that. That should work. Right? It's going to be a nightmare for traffic. It really is. But we're going to do our best here. Is what we're going to do. So let's give that a shot. Let's let the simulation run a little bit. Let's let things build. Let's hopefully get power to things. Have I just zoned a roundabout? No. No, I haven't, thankfully. So that's all sorted. In terms of letting people walk around, we'll see how that goes. But we have offices popping up. We have residential popping up. We probably want to go in actually and do high-rise bands on all of this space too. Because this area out here definitely shouldn't be... Oh, also encourage biking in all of these areas. These areas definitely shouldn't be super high rise. So we'll do all that. You guys will get power eventually. And while that's all building, I guess what we could do is throw in some of the green space, some of the parks, you know, make the place look kind of nice. So let's go in with a few different things. I want to bring that way down, bring that way down as well. And we'll throw in just a couple of trees here and there. I don't need it to look, it doesn't need to look pristine. It doesn't need to look super fancy, but just a bit of green space in there, I think will look really good. And then of course we could, you know, throw in some color to it as well, which we totally are going to do. But just for the time being, we'll get, you know, a couple of trees in there. We'll grab our pencil pines, of course. And, ooh. Oh, okay. So we have a question here. Do we, A, do a single line of pencil pines down the middle? Or do we box each I think we box each one. So I think that'll be fine. So we'll do that. We'll go in. We'll select all those with move it and just copy them because it'll be easier. So we want to copy them to about there. And select, oh, no, don't do that. Select all of those and move it and copy them down to this end as well, which is actually not going to fit. Interesting. If we do that with them, we can then just place like individual pines sort of there and there. I know some of those are on concrete, by the way, but that's fine. It's fine. It's a bit weird, but it's the only way we're gonna get them spaced really nicely. So we'll kind of just do that with it. We can maybe put some flower beds or something in there to hide the fact that they're on concrete, but that's whatever. In terms of this middle section, I think I kind of just want pines the whole way down. I'm not gonna lie. So let's go to there. And I guess space those out just a little bit. What is my camera doing? I'm not doing that with the camera. Hello? Right, that was interesting. I think that's all right. So we'll do that. And then we can just go in and copy that as well. And move it down here. I think that'll be fine. It's... Yeah, I like that, actually. I do. I don't think I'm going to do anything in the middle part, like here, specifically. As for down through the middle, I do want to do something there. The flowers could look kind of nice, but I don't think I have any good flower assets right now, so I think I'll hold off on... I think I'll hold off on doing anything in that middle bit for the time being, and we'll come up with something a little bit later on. This area in here does need something as well. I'm just not sure what. So we'll come back to that as well. I think while I'm figuring it out, I do want to find, where is it? It's my favorite tree. It's in here somewhere. You got to have a favorite tree. There it is. There it is. We'll throw my favorite tree just right in there for a little bit of color in each of those corners. Alrighty, and down in here as well, we'll try and get like a nice cluster of them, and over here as well, we'll get a nice cluster going on there. Just adds a little bit of color to all those spaces, and it's a really nice color as well. So that is pretty solid. And then this space can be something as well. But good news is, all these areas are building pretty quickly. We are losing money because I think we're having a pretty substantial death wave. But I've seen our population hitting almost 50,000. So once the death wave kind of bounces back, it'll be okay. Although I guess, speaking of death waves and all that, we probably want to get ourselves a hospital down here. So let's maybe go ahead and do... maybe we could do a hospital in here. Let's see if we can do that. Let's actually do a hospital area in here. So 14 units. We can do... Let's do that European style hospital. Yeah, let's do the European style one. We've done the other one elsewhere. So throw that right there. And then we need it to come in, and we could have it go out to there, but we'll not do that. Let's... Where are we going to connect this to? I'm not actually sure. Not actually sure where we're going to connect this to just yet. But I think I do want to do this. Because then I can do a little path along there to stop zoning around the hospital. Which is probably not a bad idea. So turn off guidelines, bring that up to here, bring that to there. Okay, that's good. Let's try that again so that the zoning doesn't get too weird. But my idea here, like I said, we want to do like a little path to stop the zoning from being alongside the hospital. So that, which means this zoning will be fine. We could probably turn that into a red brick path, actually. With a little bit of anarchy, obviously. So do that so that the zoning isn't alongside the hospital. And I guess what we do is maybe somehow connect it to this. I mean, we can do that. It's not terrible. It's like a little curve there. And then maybe just the entrance over here or something like that. So like the hospital entrance is there. It kind of comes down around, then out that way. But that seems a little weird. I don't know if I like that. I feel like that should just run straight over. But then zoning wise, that's a bit of a nightmare. Or not zoning wise, traffic wise, that's a bit of a nightmare. I might be getting a little bit too carried away. Maybe we just do that. Right. Maybe we just do that. Do a nice little, you know, road to trees there. Little one-way road to trees there. Then that in front. I think that's fine. I think that'll be okay. So let's grab those nodes. Let's grab the building. And let's just level it all out. We'll put some paths around it. We can put some parking lots behind it. That way there's not going to be any zoning on the hospital thing. Although, actually, this whole area needs policing and fire too. Maybe we do police there and fire. Actually, we can do police and fire on those roads. Although that might need to be shifted just a little bit there. So police and fire can go like that. Then yeah, we'll just do paths around all of this. So it won't mess with zoning on that road. It won't mess with zoning on these other roads. And it'll just add a little something to the area, I guess. So this to there and to there. And then if we go in, grab the nodes and the buildings, we can level all of that out again. So that it's all nice and level to the hospital. Which I think seems pretty solid. I kind of like that. I do. Let's bring these nodes up ever so slightly so they're more in line with that junction. Because if we grab both of those, make them the same height as that junction, we can grab these ones here and make them the same height as the road that they're connecting to. So more like that. And bring them through, and it doesn't look quite as weird because they're not all super glitchy. I kind of like that. You know what I mean? It keeps it all isolated. Obviously, it's going to be a lot of traffic going there, but there's not going to be. Well, I say there's not going to be that much traffic going out here. If I put these parking lots in here, there will be. But that's fine. Also, we can totally do a metro out here. We don't have any metro stuff right now. We do have all the metro overhaul stuff to play with, but yeah, this is fine. We'll do a metro station there. We'll make it a just sort of a normal station for the time being. And that seems all right. So yeah, we can do some good zoning around that. We could, I guess, just go ahead and fill that space with residential. Yeah, that'll be fine. We'll let that be a thing. So that'll provide all the services to that area that it's going to need. It doesn't necessarily provide crematoriums, which the area does also need, but that's fine. That's fine. It's not the end of the world. We can get crematoriums in there eventually, is what we can do. And that should keep everyone over here relatively happy as well. Plus, all of our demand is gone. We're also losing a lot. Why are we losing so much money? Have we really got that many people dead? Like, how many, what's death care right now? What is it looking like? Crematorium availability, 1,470. There's currently there's over 1,000 bodies waiting to be picked up. Right. Well, wow, yeah, okay. So this area over here is our hotel area. We might want to get some crematoriums out there, is what I'm thinking. So let's do a crematorium there. Let's do one, let's see. I don't know, like here for that area. This area down here really desperately needs them, so we'll get one there, I guess. And that'll sort of cover a decent little chunk of that area. Yeah, that's probably all right. We do have the cryopreservatories, which are a little bit more interesting. They're basically, you know, crematoriums, but the opposite. So I guess we'll throw a couple of those out here just to, you know, cover that area. Still death care, and they, you know, they don't look like crematoriums, so looks all right to me. And that'll hopefully just solve a lot of the old death that we have going on. Also taxes. I've never increased my taxes for the higher density stuff. So I feel like pushing that up to 11% or 12% like I did might not be a bad thing. It might help a little bit to just bring in a little bit of money. Although you can do 12% for high density, right? I've always done 11, and I think at the start of this series I mentioned that I always do 11, but people in the live stream chat were like, no, do 12. I guess we'll find out. Either way, we're currently making $20,000 down here, so I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to complain too much there. That's not a bad amount of money. We just kind of need the population to recover is what we need the population to do. Also, this right here is probably going to become a really bad area for traffic, isn't it? It is 100% going to do that. That bus stop, can we should move that. It's really close to that one, and it causes traffic to back up a little bit there. Let's just get rid of it. Yeah, let's get rid of that bus stop. I don't think we need it, because there's one like up there. Admittedly, you know, this whole area then doesn't have a bus stop, but it does slow down traffic, and we don't want it doing that, so we'll get rid of that. Traffic in general, though, is thus far moving around there without too much hassle. It's still terrible over here, in case you were curious. It's still really bad over here, but that's meh. You know, that's whatever that is. It's not a big deal. I mean, it is a big deal, but it's fine. I'm not bothered by it, so it's whatever, essentially, as far as I'm concerned. Also, a lot of people using this. Which is fantastic. Does this one get much use? A little bit. That's not so bad. I guess what we could do then is get some more buses going around, because, you know, the monorail does connect to this area nicely, but maybe a cheeky little bus line could, you know, come out here, go into there, maybe down into the residential area, over to here, and then to there. So you can kind of loop around that area in a pretty cool way. And then hopefully, oh, that doesn't work, does it? Why does that not? Oh, wait, it goes the wrong way. Hopefully we can do the same thing over here. I'm not too sure how this will behave with the way traffic works and all that, but we'll find out. Can that just go straight in there? It totally can. There we go. So we'll have some buses kind of looping around there, doing their thing. We don't really need these stations as close together as they are, but it's probably all right. Actually, maybe this one could go like into here, so it could stop in front of the hospital, or like behind. Well, we'll do there. We'll have it stop like opposite the metro station. And that seems like it'll be okay. That seems like it'll be a good little set of looping bus lines. Let's make them, Let's go for, I guess, pink. No, let's not do pink. Let's do that color, and let's do that color. So very, very light. Very, very light colors. And if we have a look, are we actually going to get people that want to get on those buses? Thus far, absolutely no one wants to get on those buses, which is fair enough. Over this way, absolutely no one. No one. I mean, I know it takes a second for it to kind of register that the bus lines exist, but yeah, thus far, absolutely no one wants to use our buses. Oh no, there we go. We've got a couple people waiting for that one, so that's fair enough. All right, well, that's not so bad. We've got a new area coming together. We still have room for the small airport. We're still making money. The population is mostly dead, but, you know, I mean, the number of deceased people is going down, right? So we're getting somewhere. We just kind of need to build the rest of this, get the population up to 60,000, and then we can build an airport. And then get the population up to, what exactly? 80,000, and we can do that. Wait, no. Wait, yes? Is it 80,000 for the, yeah, 80,000 for the international airport. So I guess what I'm saying is challenge accepted.